The Oklahoma City Thunder are your 2025 NBA champions with a finals MVP going to none other than the Canadian and the MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This is their first championship in the OKC era.
This was supposed to be one of the most anticipated games in a long time. The last time we had a Game 7 in the NBA Final was when the Cavaliers did the first ever 3-1 comeback over the Golden State Warriors. And this time, the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. But the bad news is that the hype got lived up short because in the first half, we saw Tyrese Haliburton, who unfortunately has probably torn his Achilles.
So before we continue any further with the success of the OKC Thunder and what the Pacers did, because they deserve a huge shout out as well. Get well soon, Tyrese Haliburton. Most likely tore his Achilles in that first half. Playing with a calf strain before that as well, with a really good Game 6 performance. Dom and the Pacer team as a whole. So it sucks that we never get Game 7s in the NBA finals usually. Like the last one, like you said, was 2016. Before that, it was 2010, the Lakers and Celtics. Before that, I don't know, right? That's how little we get them. So it sucks. So first and foremost, thoughts and prayers out to Tyrese Haliburton. He had one hell of a playoffs. If they had won today, he probably would have been finals MVP in general as well. So, but as a whole, with the Indiana Pacers, huge shout out. A lot of people, not even just us, many analysts gave them less than 1% chance essentially of winning this series. Right?
Almost every NBA or like a lot of NBA minds, NBA fans had the OKC Thunder ending this series in 4 to 5 games. 5 games max at home, just because obviously that would be their home court. But Indiana Pacers, like they did all playoffs, came out guns blazing. I think they've won every single game one, right? They played it, right?
Yes.
They won in all 4 rounds. They won every game out.
They never trailed until 3-2 when they were down this series.
Like these guys played together, played with, obviously their depth showed up many times. They played to the final buzzer as well, right? The main examples, New York Game 1 and obviously the OKC Thunder Game 1. And when you're looking at it, this team was clutch, led by Tyrese Haliburton, who's made, I believe, 4 game tying / go ahead buckets. He has, I believe, now 5 total in his career, and he had 4 of them in one playoff run.
Yeah. Shout out to Pascal Siakam as well, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He's put his name out. He's put his name out to the NBA world, like, hey, I am one of the best in the NBA as well, and he deserved, like I said, in our opinion, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, and he proved that this playoffs as well, the way he carried himself out. TJ McConnell, shout out to him as well, what he did. It's unfortunate. This would have been like definitely the most.
It was the most hyped game since 2016.
I mean, if the Pacers had pulled this off, it would have been like definitely the most under the rate. What's the word?
Here's what you're trying to say: the most underdog performance
since 2011 Mavs and then
2011 Mavs too. Yeah,
it reminded me of the 04 Pistons more.
Yeah,
but obviously if you're talking about underdog 2011 as well,
because of Rick Carlisle as well.
Exactly. It will go down. This game will, unfortunately, and it sucks, but it will go down as the biggest what if in NBA history, and one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history, because if Tyrese Haliburton was healthy, I'm not saying they were guaranteed to win this game, it would have been a whole of a lot closer, because he was 3 for 4 from 3 off the get-go as well. But shout out to the Indiana Pacers once again. Hopefully, let's see, the Eastern Conference is open next year. A lot of injuries, obviously, which sucks, but we'll see how that ends up going, and we'll save that talk for the offseason. But let's talk about this Oklahoma City Thunder team. Once again, even for them, it sucks they had to win like this, but they could control what only they can control. And it's no one can say that they did not deserve this championship. From game 1 of the season to now, they were by far and away the best NBA team since the opening day till now. Similar to even like the Boston Celtics from last year.
Yeah, essentially like in back-to-back years, we kind of had those type of teams win the NBA championship with the best regular season team, the best team in the playoffs, and obviously they hold the championship. And like you said, they could only play what's in front of them, and unfortunately, that was the circumstances for the Indiana Pacers. But at the end of the day, you still got to get the job done.
They were trailing.
And that's what the OKC Thunder did. Shai was getting his points very inefficiently, but he was getting his points.
But he got 12 assists.
12 assists obviously is a help, but then that J-Dub third quarter is what woke up this team and is what just propelled this team to another level. And at the end of the day, when Shai and J-Dub are going, that's what propels his team to another level.
Yeah.
And that's why they blow the game open in the third quarter.
The three balls started falling.
Three
the
balls started
turnovers,
falling.
they had 0 turnovers to Indiana had like 7 or something.
Yeah, that third quarter was just at the end of the day the big difference maker in this game and the reason why the OKC Thunder hold the title. And also the big difference maker was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams because of their performances. They are throughout the playoffs, they are the second highest scoring duo in a playoff run, trailing LeBron and Kyrie
from 2016. And ahead of Jordan and Pippen as well. Shout out to Chet Holmgren. He did not have the greatest finals, but this game 7, he locked it out defensively a little bit as well. Overall, like this Thunder team, yes, they had their moments. So at the end of the day, like, they're still a young team. They are the second youngest team to make to the NBA Finals and win a championship, especially since those at an average age of 25.7. The youngest being at the average age of 25, which was Bill Walton's Trailblazers back in the 70s, I believe, as well. Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think there was no debate, but did you think that Shai? Do you think it was unanimous, or do you think J-Dub got some votes in? Because I feel like he deserved some votes.
He may have deserved some votes, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I know this definition is a little bit different than the NHL one because obviously that's throughout the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
And if it was like more like the Conn Smythe Trophy in the NHL, obviously it was hands down Shai.
Yeah.
Nobody's touching that. But with the finals and J-Dub obviously performing like that, yes, he did deserve some votes, but like at the end of the day, it was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's.
And this team, listen, going into next season already, let's talk about that before we close this out here. Even with the KD trade, which, by the way, everybody hit that subscribe button. Our next video will be the reaction to the Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets trade. Do you agree or disagree that this Thunder team is still by far the number 1 team in the NBA, even heading into next year's NBA season as of current rosters?
Here's the average age of 25.7, right? And they won, but they were not perfect. They were at the end of the day, like, honestly, like, I know they won, but they were very well many moments where they, underachieved in a lot of people's opinion, in my opinion as well. At the end of the day, this is like, if we're doing like ranking like greatest final runs, greatest trophy runs, the Thunder will be, near the bottom of my list this year because at the end of the day, they were much better on paper than what they showed throughout the playoff run in, some moments, right? And obviously in other moments, like,
they handled the Timberwolves. They handled the
Timberwolves. They handled the Grizzlies. But obviously, John Morant went down there, right? They should have. Jokic series had no business going 7, but they allowed it. Same with the Pacers series, no business going 7, but they allowed it. So when you're looking at it, they still have a lot to learn.
Yeah, which is scary.
Which is the scary part. And they're NBA champions, and they still have a lot to learn, and they still need to play better, and they have to play better if they want to go back to back, because I don't think performances like this is going to cut it next year for them
in the West, especially
in the West. But like at the end of the day, the fact that they're super young and they won without, in my opinion, them being the most consistent and they're playing the best brand of basketball is scary, because they got to learn from this and do this again and be better next year, because they're going to have to be better to win another one.
Yeah, so that's exactly why, like, for me, first of all, it's funny when you said they underachieved in your opinion and they won the championship. I know you didn't mean it like that. You meant in certain moments. But
I can talk about in the performances of some games,
it's
right?
funny when you say it like that, but at the end of the day, yeah, like, no one gave credit to the Pacers in this, gave them a chance. They proved us wrong. Obviously, Jokic is just great. That's what I was going to bring up, right? I'm not going to bring it. I'll bring up the dynasty talk in a second, but the fact that at this age, and I don't think they have any issues contract-wise with their main players anyways. There will be rookie extensions. There will be the Shai extension. We get that, so we'll figure that out later down the line. You have Alex Caruso locked up, who was arguably the 3rd best player in this playoffs, especially in the finals as well, with his big performances offensively and defensively. I think they're by and far away still the best team in the NBA going into next season, right? And like on top of that, like I think them even winning the championship and still needing to learn, I think is the best case scenario for them. They got the chip, but they also know that it's not good enough in a sense. That way they
genuinely.
So what? That's like I said. That's what makes it scary. And to make it into a dynasty talk, obviously they're not a dynasty. This is their first championship, but can they be a future dynasty? Is the question. I believe so. They can be, right? It's gonna be tough. Don't get me wrong. That Warriors team added Kevin Durant, and then they were by far the best team in the NBA because you added one of the most selfless superstars, pairing with another selfless superstar, Steph Curry. This team has a culture. This team has players bought in. They don't care. They were shouting MVP for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They have no egos like that. Shai is giving credit, saying that J-Dub deserves this finals MVP equally as I do, and gave him his moment before his interview with Lisa Salters during the trophy presentation as well. So, like, for me, they have the biggest potential out of all the teams in the NBA right now, especially winning one, and especially what they did last year. They learned from what they made mistakes last year, made those additions with Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso. These guys have the potential to potentially go on a dynasty. Still too early to tell.
Well, obviously it's too early to tell. We're gonna find out next year, like depending on like how they perform, and obviously that we'll obviously get a better assessment of their dynasty talks. But the best part is when you're looking at it, the Warriors team added Kevin Durant. This team is homegrown.
Yeah,
this team,
which is I love it even more.
This team had 22 wins not too long ago.
Yeah,
right. With the bulk of the core obviously being there. And now they're NBA championships. And that's at the end of the day, like Sam Presti, gotta give all the credit to him because this guy had a master plan since 2019. He had a master plan since
even
2019.
Before that, you could say.
Right? Like that he was gonna cook, right? He's like, what, Dame Lillard ended OKC in 2019. Unintentionally made the playoffs in the bubble year.
Yeah.
But then he's like, screw this, we're gonna strip down, we're gonna rebuild. This is what a full teardown rebuild is. And now built it back up. Now your NBA titles, you have that foundation because you're able to fully rip it apart and build bottom up.
And he still has more picks, so he could even make trades if he wants to. He can go get a big star if he wants to. I still love the homegrown side. I'll keep that. Even Mark Daigneault, like he has still some stuff to learn. Like, there's no reason why they should have lost game one in both Denver and in Indiana as well. Like just the game management wise. But again, that's going to be another scary thing. He's going to only get better because I had question marks if they had lost this series. Is he the right guy to win a championship with? But ultimately, it was, thankfully, we got a game 7. It sucked at how it went. Another piece of history, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the first player since Shaq 25 years ago, ironically enough, against these Pacers in the finals as well, where the regular season MVP, the leading scorer of the NBA, and the finals MVP all were in the same year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, same player, sorry. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander officially is a Hall of Famer. He's officially the greatest Canadian to ever play basketball. Sorry, Steve Nash, but it is what it is, and he even acknowledges that. Next up for Shai and Lou Dort, and even like
before even that,
yeah,
Shai is also approaching being the greatest Thunder of all time as well.
Exactly.
Right, with now, Kevin Durant.
He might be. He got the chip, right? And he got the like accolades
that way. At the end is a conversation now.
The best Thunder player forever will still be Kevin Durant. That's no denying about that. But if you're talking about the greatest and then the accolades, he is ahead of probably Russ in my opinion at the moment as well. But obviously we'll see how long he stays as a Thunder. I think he is a Thunder lifer. But going back to what I was going to say before we close out this video, next up, Shai, national team, right here. I'm repping you. Canada shirt, get the Olympics, get that World Cup. We need to show the world that the Canadians are taking over. And the best case for us is that Shai winning this as the top guy, more young Canadians are going to be coming into the NBA potentially and will start picking up the basketball and playing as well.
Before you do that, go celebrate. Right?
Yeah.
Go get
Sam Presti, I'm sorry.
Go do what the Florida Panthers are doing. Absolutely get drunk. All right.
Sam Presti, you do have a draft in a couple of days here, though.
Yeah, you chill out, but like let the players just go all out. Let them go like Marcus All did in 2019 in the championship parade.
But that pretty much wraps it up for us. As mentioned, Kevin Durant trade reaction will be coming up shortly. So make sure you guys hit that post notification bell and subscribe button so you don't miss it. A video is popping up on the screen right now. Make sure you guys check out that video as well. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.